Hello all and welcome to the next video here on the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Head Cow Caravan of Treasure. Sometimes barter. And the next episode of a game show. What kind of show? A game show, because we couldn't think of a more clever name. In the last game show video, I talked about some orders I got online. Specifically 2 orders from Macari. In this one, I'm going to go over a lot of stuff I got at 2 garage sales here in my town. One guy had a lot of old PS2 games. The other guy had a lot of old Xbox games. I went to both, picked up some stuff, so awesome. I am throwing in one mailbag in here, that a game I got online. I wasn't expecting it to get here today. I was actually expecting it to get here in the next couple of days. But I am super excited to talk about it because outright, it's a holy grail item of mine. I've been looking for it since I started my recollecting a few years ago. I've been looking for it, finally found it, haggled down for a decent price in my opinion. And super excited to show y'all what that is. So I'm saving that for last, obviously. As you can tell, hopefully in my voice, I'm super excited to get there. But let's go ahead and talk about the yard sale stuff. First thing first, we got some Xbox games. This is the first yard sale I went to. He had a bunch of old original Xbox games and a lot of 360 games. I didn't get any of the 360 games, but I got 3 of the original Xbox games here. 2 of which I've never played. One I played, but it was a different version of the game. And I'll start with that one. We have Fable: The Lost Chapters. I have played the original Fable, the Black Label version of Fable, I guess you could say. From what I know, this version of Fable is just like an extended director's cut, kind of. It's got like more stuff in it. As you can see, it says more weapons, more quests, more choices, all that stuff. It's just like a longer version of the game with added content. So it's not just like a DLC disc. It's the whole game with more stuff in it. So yeah. I don't know if I'll get to it anytime soon, but I am interested to see what's new in there. Because I only remember the original one. And I've never played the Fable sequels. I've never played 2 or 3, which are on the 360, I believe. But yeah, I've never played those. I've only ever played the original one, so... yeah. Cool. The next one. This was a game that I've used to see all the time. Whether it was... We had a Blockbuster for quite a while. Blockbuster, we also had a Hastings. I don't know if y'all know what a Hastings is. I would see it like at Walmart, like in the discount bins all the time. And I just always thought it looked trash. Like, what is that? Why is it so goofy looking? But then, in recent years, I've heard about how much of a hidden gem it really is. So, Brute Force on the original Xbox. I believe this is actually one of the first games that really used, like Xbox Live and like the team aspect. So, yeah, cool. I mean, it looks janky. When you look at this cover, it looks janky. And yes, that is what I paid for it. I paid $5 a game here. So, yeah. I mean, it looks janky, but people say it's a really good game. So I'm interested to kind of see what it really is. What's up with this crocodile man here, the lizard? Spider-Man in this game? Anyway, next one. I've played the sequel. I've never actually played the original, and I think I've talked in previous videos about my love for Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And I love X-Men X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse, but I've never actually played the original X-Men Legends. So went ahead and picked this up. I need to find a copy of X-Men Legends 2 now. I had one on the PS2, and a few months ago I tried to get it to work, and it was just really messed up, and it wouldn't work. I don't have a disc resurfacer or anything, so I'm going to have to find another copy, and now I can get it for the Xbox and have both of them there, so no big deal. It's not a hard game to find by any means. But yeah, X-Men Legends, pretty good shape. It did have a crack on the disc, or on the case here, but it opens up fine, and the disc is in really good shape, so not too bad there. But that's what he had. He had a lot of other stuff. A lot of sports games, which are pretty common for yard sales and wholesale lots of video games. You're always going to get like just tons of sports games. He had a lot of sports games, a lot of shooters that I already have, a lot of games I've already picked up. So these were the only 3 I picked up from that guy. The next one was a yard sale with a lot of PS2 games. So these were actually cheaper. These were $2 a piece, which is pretty wild when you think about it. $2 for a video game. regardless of the era, like, yeah, cool. That's all I could say. You could tell he was just trying to get rid of a lot of stuff really fast, so hey, I'll take it. I paid for 4 of them. He gave me the 5th one free because when I looked at it to like inspect it and check the disc, it was really messed up. And I brought that to his attention. I was like, hey man, this is really bad. And when I get to it, you'll even see like it has a scratch on the front artwork of the disc. That's how messed up it is. But he says they work. That he tested them recently and they all worked. So interesting. Um, I'm interested to see if that one game works. But he did give it to me for free. I'll start with the 4 that are in good shape. The first ones we have Medal of Honor Frontline. I love the old Medal of Honor games. I've talked about my love of the old like World War II kind of games and stuff, and I love Medal of Honor. I used to play, I want to say Pacific Assault on the PC like a ton. So yeah, I think that's what it was called, Pacific Assault. Anyway, but yeah, I like the console ones too. I like the original Medal of Honor on the PS1. I never played Medal of Honor Underground. I've heard mixed things about it, but who knows? Maybe it's good. But yeah, I've played Frontline before. I had Frontline, another one of those games I got rid of. Happy to have it again. This is a replacement case, so it's all right though. Disc was really good. Then again, here we go. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. So yeah, again, I like this one. I think this is one of the more underrated games in the Medal of Honor series, actually. But yeah, I really like it. It's a good game. Check it out if you never have. Yeah, okay, this one. Onimusha. Boom. I like Onimusha. I never played the second Onimusha. I've only played 1 and 3. I think 3. Is 3 the one with Jean Reno? If it's the one with Jean Reno, then that's the one I played. But I've played the original Onimusha here. I like it. I really do. I kind of feel like a lot of games try to go back to that Onimusha kind of classic feel and never are ever really able to replicate it. Neo is that way. Neo was kind of, that Dark Souls mixed with Onimusha type of thing going on. And I just feel like it never really connected. But I love the original Onimusha. Glad to have it again. Good stuff. But yeah, I never played the second one, and like I said, I think that third one with John Reno, that's the other one I played. And that one's like drastically different if I remember. Like there was a lot of changes made in that game that people didn't like, but I remember playing it and it being okay. But this one's still, I think the original Onimusha is still pretty classic. And next we have a game I never knew, I didn't know existed on PlayStation. I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was a PS2 game. Rune, Viking Warlord. Now, I've heard of Rune 2. I'd never seen the first Rune anywhere for anything. But here it is. I'll be honest with you. I know nothing about this game. I just saw it. I was like, that looks wonky. And I'll tell you why I think it looks even cooler here in a minute, though. Like, it looks like bargain bin artwork, right? Oh, I don't have it here with me. Dang it. Like, in the last video, the last game show thing, I think I talked about one of the games. Which one was it? No, in this one. No, this video. Brute Force. God, I was like sitting there trying to think of what it was. How Brute Force looked really wonky. This looks wonky too. But I looked it up. It's got really good reviews. So yeah, why not? And I've never played Rune 2, so I don't know. Maybe if this is good, I'll go find. I think Rune 2 is actually really recent. Probably easier to find. Either way, what I like about this, though, is that the manual cover art and the disc cover art is way better than this. They should have used it instead. Look at that. That is awesome. That looks great. This should have been your cover. Like, seriously, you probably would have sold some copies with that. It kind of reminds me of Dragon Age. Dragon Age 2 specifically, I think. I am a little worried. My PlayStation has a hard time reading CDs these days. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it'll read a PS1 game, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll read a old like Tekken Tag Tournament is on a CD, not a DVD. Sometimes it'll read it, sometimes it won't. Most of the time, I admit it doesn't. So hopefully it reads this one. The disc is really clean, so I'm hoping it does. But yeah, my PS2 disc drive is not doing so well on CDs these days. And the last one from that yard sale. This is the one that the dude threw in for free. So for $8, I got 5 games. I paid $2 for each of these, and each of these games, and then I got this one for free because of how bad shape it's in. We have True Crime Streets of LA. I have played Streets of New York. I've never played Streets of LA. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one came first. I think Streets of New York came first. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, never played it. I've played Sleeping Dogs, which I've heard Sleeping Dogs is kind of like the evolution of this series. But, like, check this out. I'll show you how bad this is. See, everything kind of looks cool, but then upon closer inspection here, this is why you should check games at yard sales. It has a scratch right here through the lettering on the actual disc. That's not part of the artwork. That's a scratch through the lettering. But then the back of it, like, yo. What? Homeboy, seriously? They look like a lot of surface scratches. So when he told me it was tested and it worked, he might be right. It probably does work. It probably loads and plays perfectly because it is. I do think it's a lot of surface scratches. There's not a lot of deep cuts in there. But just like seeing that, I was like, man, I know they're only $2 a game, but like, look at this. And then that's when he was like, yeah, he's like, if you want that one, I'll just throw it in. So at least he was fair about it. And if it works, cool. If not, then maybe I can get it resurfaced and it'll work that way. I need to find a copy of Streets of New York now. Played it, but again, I think I rented Streets of New York. I don't think it's a game I ever owned, but I think I rented it a couple times to play it and beat it. So there we go. So we got our 2 Xbox games. We got our 5 PS2 games here. But that's not the best part. This is the best part. I wasn't really planning on doing this video today. I was going to do it tomorrow. But then today, like I said, a package I'd been waiting for came in today instead of, but I don't think it's supposed to be here until like another 2 days. But since it came in today, I got overly excited and had to make this video just so I could, whoa, that was creepy. What was that? Oh, the disk drive ejecting over there. But I wanted to, show it off because it's a game that has progressively gotten more and more expensive over time. And I found somebody who had a really clean copy of it on Macari. Not complete. It's the case, cover art, and just the disc. It's missing the manual, but that's fine. Doesn't bother me too much. But the disc was like super clean, and we kind of haggled back and forth. We were making counter offers over and over again, and eventually we came to a agreement. And yeah, so that is what is in here. I do wish Homeboy would have sent it in a box and not a bubble mailer, but it is what it is. Especially just because of how much it was. But this is one of my holy grail items, and you might be kind of surprised, but I love these games, and like I have a genuine love for these games. They're some of my guilty pleasures. We got Death Jam Fight for New York. Fantastic. Absolutely so ecstatic to have it. Yeah, cover art's a little wonky, but it's in really good shape, and yeah. Missing the manual, but this disc is really clean. Check it out. Yeah. I was super excited to find it. I'm so happy to have it now. I don't know what else to really say. Like, I'm just so happy I finally have it. That being said, I need to go back and get the first Death Jam Vendetta. Death Jam Vendetta. I need to go get that one. But got Fight for that one's, it's a little pricey, but it's not that hard to find. This one is the one that's hard to find and pricey. Haggle down. Most of the copies I was seeing were averaging like 150 to about 170-ish. There was a few that were even more than that. There was a brand new one for like, somebody was trying to sell a brand new one for like $800. I was like, whoa. I haggled down. We ended up agreeing on exactly $100 for this. I think it's worth it, especially to have like a holy grail game like this. I'm cool with it. I can't wait to boot it up and play it again. It's gonna be awesome. I love the Def Jam Vendetta games. They're fantastic. I know they sound so dumb and weird in like concept, but they're so entertaining and fun to play. You have to play them. So yeah, I still got to get Vendetta, but I'm so happy to have that right now. So yeah, we have got some good stuff. Good stuff here. Don't know how True Crime Streets of LA is going to turn out because just how messed up it is. And then of course we've got Death Jam Vendetta Fight for New York. Oh, holy grail. Yes. Sorry, it was a weird noise. I'm just super excited. I'm so happy I have it. Yeah, but there we go. I think this is a really good haul. I mean, the yard sales alone were pretty good, minus Streets of LA there. But Fight for New York coming in a couple days early like this. Oh, just make my weekend, why don't you? Is that gonna stay up? Cool. Yeah, but that's gonna be it. Thank you for checking out the video. And that's been a game show. What kind of show? A game show, because we couldn't think of a more clever name. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. I got some cool stuff coming in for the next episode of a game show. I think I mentioned in the last one that I have an original Xbox console coming in, because I don't have one anymore. Guy has one. It's super clean. Looks good. Says it plays all kinds of games. Mine that I had, I got rid of a couple years ago because the disk drive started getting really sensitive, and I think it was really close to going out. Even games with just like the most faint and minor of scratches were stuttering and lagging and having trouble reading. It had to be like almost brand new for it to read a disc anymore. So I think that was just the case there. Got rid of it. But a couple years later, now that I'm getting back into PS2 and Xbox collecting, went ahead and picked another one up. Guy said it reads disc fine. He tested all the discs that he had with it. Some were pretty scratched, some were clean. They all tested fine. So I was like, yeah, let's work it out. So that'll be coming in hopefully in the next week or so. I got some more games I bundled together online that'll be coming in. So yeah, a lot of stuff for a game show coming in. But thank you. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You do not have to if you don't want to. Always appreciate anybody who does. And I will catch you guys in the next video.